What's up, YouTube and Instagram followers? How's everyone doing? So I'm over here right now in my bank. Just got a few things done for my business. Now I'm gonna go eat something. As you guys know, I am a type 1 diabetic, and I've been having some issues with my ankles, I guess based on high blood sugar. So I've been trying to assess that issue. I know some of you guys thought I was vegan still, and you know, to be honest, I do feel bad that I had to change it. But what was happening was, because I do bodybuilding and I need lots of protein, I was investing a lot of my food on taking high gluten products, you know, a lot of gluten, a lot of tofu, and I tried many various different ways to eat as a vegan, but you know, the only sources would be grains and beans, and as a diabetic, it was just getting way too much carbohydrates in my diet. And beans being like just beans alone is too dry, you know, I'd have to glaze it with some olive oil or something, and it'd get, so the fats would increase my insulin resistance, and then the carbs would spike my blood sugar. So it'd be like more insulin I'd have to take for the meal, and then it just got worse, and I started getting more tired. And the issue was, you know, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I could do keto vegan, right? I've seen some people do it online. And so I tried, you know, but a lot of my food was tofu at this point. And so I had to try find ways to cook the tofu properly, because tofu has goitrogens. And goitrogens, it actually causes the inflammation of your intestinal tract, but it also lowers your thyroid. So at this point, what was happening was every meal I'd have naps. I couldn't stay up longer than an hour and a half because I was having like 5 blocks of tofu a day, and that's not moderate. So it was really hard to figure out something that would work. I know I can figure it out eventually, but I'm just much too busy right now doing some entrepreneurial businesses that I'm working on. And so until I get a little balance, I think I tried to do the carnivore diet. You know, I see some people, it seems to work for them. You know, I did all these reviews. I know this is their cholesterol issues and all this other stuff. Even though that they look good, their cholesterol levels go up. I did get tested when I was a vegan, and he said my cholesterol levels were actually abnormally low. So I could have that genetic where I make less cholesterol naturally. So I would be at less risk of heart disease if I take a lot of cholesterol, even though it's not right to consume. I don't believe, you know, we don't have to eat as much meat as we do. But I tried it. I said, you know what, let me try to do the meat thing. Just eat meat and no carbs. And within a couple of days, guess what? My ankle inflammation goes away. Can you believe that? I was like happy and disappointed in the same time. I was like, what? So yeah, I've just been sticking with that. I'm leaning out like crazy. I got more energy out of my butt, and you know, I'm just kind of sticking with it. Usually I fast though throughout the day. I've been having like one meal, believe it or not, or two a day. Like this morning, I have like a greens product. I blend about like 4 to 6 ounces of ginger. I filter it. I put it with the greens product. I mix it together. I have my ginseng. I have my turmeric. I have my fish oils. Empty stomach. All empty stomach, by the way. You know, at first it was like, oh my belly, I'm gonna. But you know, I also ordered this probiotic that has some amazing reviews. It seems to be a lot better than most of them, and it has a shelf life that's beyond, because it's fermented, so the bacteria still survive in it. So yeah, I've been going through this issue, and but the funny thing is, you know, it's really interesting. So a lot of people think, you know, having just meat and fats and protein, your body doesn't make insulin, and your ketones go up. But what most people don't realize, because I am a diabetic and I see my blood sugar spike because my insulin doesn't work. You know, I have a defect. I have a disease. Okay, it's an immune disorder, immune disease disorder. Anyway, pretty much when I have fats and protein, one thing I notice is that the protein sometimes converts into sugar. And the fats, if the fats are high enough, my insulin resistance goes up. And so I'm taking, like, let's say if I have, I don't know, 10 ounces of chicken wings, let's say 3 pounds of chicken wings, right? About 2 hours later, my blood sugar goes up to like 18, okay? I took about maybe 8 units of insulin. That's about 80 to 100 grams of carbohydrates worth of insulin. And that's because my insulin resistance goes up with the fats, which means that the cells are harder to absorb the insulin. And the protein is causing a conversion rate into glucose. And so I'm still taking insulin occasionally, even though I'm doing a keto diet. So people think, oh, there's no insulin at all. Well, you need insulin because insulin shuttles the nutrients into your cells. And so it is crucial to have insulin in your body. And so your body will find ways to produce insulin from the food sources that you're giving it. And a lot of people don't understand this because they don't have a dysfunctional pancreas. They just follow what a lot of people are saying. And, you know, ketones at a certain rate, at a certain level, it becomes toxic and actually causes defects with your central nervous system and your brain. Your brain starts to get cloudy and you actually start to get impairments, like issues with your thoughts, process, memory, and everything. And so, you know, your body does its thing, man. Like, you don't know what your body's doing because it's independent in it. It just relies on you to eat, okay? And so whatever you're feeding it, it's going to figure ways to find its balance. It's to find its, you know, comfort zone, okay? Another thing you got to remember is that change to your body, you know, when you're, you know, shocking your system and you're doing something like a workout or whatever, your body goes through, you know, it thinks of it as adaptation, okay, and not change. It's not a muscle. It's trying to adapt to the thing that you're giving it. So if it's going under shock, you know, change the workouts, muscle confusion, it doesn't understand change. It understands adaptation, okay, because it wants to get comfortable. It likes the couch potato level of maintenance, understand? And that's why a lot of people, they follow their instinctive patterns of being lazy because the body doesn't want, it would prefer to sit on a couch and eat, right? But you have to give it effort. You have to give it, you know, things to adapt to so that it can get stronger, okay? I can keep going on and on. I don't even know what I was getting at, but I don't know. I just felt like I looked really good today. And I just wanted to make a video to say hi to everybody. Yeah. All right. Next scene. Out. That was the sickest part of my life. Holy crap. Oh. I can't even lift up my shoulders. Yeah, that's amazing. Ooh. I can't lift up my shoulders. Oh my God. that was amazing. Got anything in my teeth? Oh my God. These days. I'm so ripped these days. Abs. Everyone looked at me like I was fucking nuts out there. Excuse my language. I gotta learn to stop swearing so much. But now that I use YouTube more often, I gotta have that moral settings in place for all my fans. crazy. Sorry about that, man. All right, back to the gym I go. And those calves. Every day is calves, my friends. Never neglect those calves, baby. Never neglect those calves. And don't forget those titties, though. Those titties. Those titties.